do you pinch run for your slowest guy? It backfired today. It wasn't the right call today, that's for sure.
NBA Finals, the Pacers losing to the Thunder 123-107. Game 3 in Indianapolis Wednesday night with Sports on Mike Clemens.
Enjoying this local program? Find the complete Civic Media lineup at civicmedia.us or the Civic Media app.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. An isolated shower or two this evening, then a clearing sky tonight, and a low in the low 50s. For tomorrow, hazy sunshine from a little smoke, warmer, highs in the mid-70s. Chances for showers and thunderstorms return Wednesday into Thursday. Currently 57 degrees.
Imagine home. The smell of coffee, the sound of a lawnmower, the sun's warmth on your face. Free to be yourself, surrounded by love that helps you grow. This is a place to call home. That's an American dream we all deserve. But in 50% of U.S. states, you could legally be denied housing if you are LGBTQ+. Get the facts and hear real stories at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
Mino and the Mayor.
DeLorean Walls in the house.
Y'all have been such a powerful platform for so many, including myself, that's bringing so much awareness. And just because the last couple of times I've been on the show, so many people have been asking, how can we help serve? And if we can get that normal, our community is going to flourish even further.
Mino and the Mayor, weekday morning 6 till 9 on 97.9 WGBW and 98.3 and 96.5 WISS and the Civic Media app. Mino and the Mayor.
On Tuesday's show, we'll welcome New Leaf Foods to talk about the upcoming Climate, Food, and Policy Roundtable event. Plus, we'll chat with author Spike Peter.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a man barely 6 feet tall, but a mountain of muscle, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome, folks. This is Nite Lite. You got the Civic Media Radio Network and your favorite, hopefully, show about entertainment. Great to have you with me tonight. I don't know if I'm an inside source. What does that mean, Conrad? Todd says, your inside source. It's like I'm keeping a secret.
Well, it's just the guy closest to the information.
I guess so, right? I probably know more than some people. Mostly I'm just a fan, but I would love to be an inside source. I'd love to be the inside guy. You ever been the inside guy?
Yeah.
Dude, this has been bothering me since I walked in the door tonight, and I want to get this out in the open. I have to just say this.
Yeah?
You look, the way you're dressed today, you look like Mike McCarthy's son. You should be coaching the Packers on the sideline.
Yeah, I got
total coach wear.
I got like a bomber on.
Yeah, you got a bomber. I've heard that.
And
phrase
it's green too.
And you got a green hat to match. Is that a golf thing?
Yeah.
Good? Okay.
Good. Yeah, good.
I'm digging it, dude. Did you have a good sports weekend?
You know, I helped out. Well, helped out is, I don't know if I helped out a lot, but I was there. I was at my brother's garage sale.
Oh.
I sold $13 worth of stuff.
Did you get a taste?
I brought a driver.
A couple bucks.
I brought a driver and I brought it's called a chipper, and it's like a putter, but it has an angle on it. So when you hit it, it goes up in the air a little bit, but not too much,
It's like halfway between wedge and putter.
Yeah,
like
so
that?
it's a lazy way to chip.
All right. That
so I sold that.
That's kind of a sports weekend, selling your old golf stuff at a garage sale.
I did go golfing, though, with my brother and a friend. So,
dude, all night, you're just going to look like a football coach. You need a whistle right now.
I can't whistle. If I wish I could.
You should be running OTAs. I love that.
I should be there. Yes.
Outfit, man. It's awesome. That is the voice of Conrad Krieger, folks. He is riding shotgun tonight, working the board. And I am Pete Schwaba. We've got a great show tonight. Let's get things first, though, folks. If you have not played our Scotty Summer Text to Win contest here at Civic Media, you've got to do it. We have great contests here. They seem to get more popular every time we do them. This one, you're eligible until June 13th. That's coming up, dude. That's only Friday. You know that?
It is Friday.
All right. So if you have not played Civic Media Scotty Summer Text to Win contest, you got to get in on the fun. All you have to do to be eligible, you just have to have the Civic Media app, which most of you probably have anyway, and get the keyword, listen throughout the day, get the keyword at the beginning of the hour, text in at 7 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. for your chance to win big, big prizes. Every hour that you play, you're eligible for $100 cash or a pair of Milwaukee Brewers Club level tickets. Conrad will attest they are outstanding seats.
Yes.
And each hourly entry qualifies you. Get this. You thought $100 was great or Brewer tickets? Most places, that's the grand prize. No, not here at Civic Media. We're going the extra mile. The Scotty Summer Statewide Text to Win contest offers 2 grand prizes, Wisconsin summer vacations, either in Door County or Baraboo, with gas money to get you there in your pocket. Even if you use like the premium stuff, we'll pay for it. You have 4 daily chances to enter, as I mentioned, 7 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m., and it ends this Friday. So check it out, and good luck, everybody. I had a weird weekend. It was kind of strange. I had a fridge leak about a month ago. Our ice maker was leaking. It went down into the ceiling and leaked into the first floor. We have kind of a weird house where the bottom is kind of a living area, but our main living area is on the top floor. And I had all this water dripping down. This is like a month ago. I had to air it out, fans. I had the dehumidifier going. And my wife or daughter, they are totally in cahoots on this, will not say who turned back on the ice maker. But somehow they thought maybe it would magically have fixed itself. Well, no. I was in my office last night. I come out, and the sound was like it was raining in my bathroom, downstairs bathroom. There was just water coming down again. So I had my buddy Mike Corwin come over. Shout out to Mike. He's the guy that, like, I kind of know what I'm doing, but, like, I'll get behind the fridge. I pull the fridge out. I look at the tube that goes to the ice machine. Like, I'm going to see what I have to do to fix it. And I don't know anything about stuff like that. So Mike came over. We figured it out. I borrowed a couple fans. I had a couple fans. Dried the whole thing out again. But now we have no ice maker, Conrad. So what do you make of that?
Well, you know what you can do?
And it's summer.
You go out to the dollar store.
Yeah.
And you grab an ice tray.
I'm listening.
You fill it up with water.
Old school.
Put it in the freezer.
Okay.
That's what I have. I have 2 of them. And I have a whole container. So you just keep filling it until eventually you have 50 pieces.
More ice cubes than you know what to do with.
Yeah.
The problem is I've been there. I've been down that road. I'm older now. I want automatic ice. I can't be filling ice trays anymore.
No.
I've graduated past that. What I'd probably do is buy a bag of ice. And I'm not the kind of guy also that's going to run out and buy a new $1,200 refrigerator because the ice maker's broken. We'll just slum it. I'm not doing that.
You can just go to Quick Trip and get the crushed ice.
I knew you were going to say Quick Trip. We could do that.
There's nothing better than crushed ice at Quick Trip, you know?
I can't do the crushed ice. I got to
Really?
be honest,
You have to
because
have full pieces?
I need full pieces because when you're drinking a beverage, I don't like when the little pieces get in your mouth.
I love that.
Do you?
It's like turns into like a little icicle. You know
It's
what
like
I mean?
a slushy.
Yeah, a little slushy. Yeah,
I just
exactly.
want
a
to
little
taste the
slushy.
libation. I don't need a slushy at every around every corner. But
Are
to each
you-
his own?
All right. So, does this bother your drinking? Because what I do when I drink water, I make sure that it's super cold every time. So I have 12 pieces of ice in my water constantly.
Yeah, sometimes I like that, and sometimes I like room temp. I got to be honest.
So you're just going room temp now from now on.
Well, or cold out of the spigot, as they say.
Yeah.
If I'm just drinking water to get my 60 ounces, I don't do a lot of people say you need 130 ounces a day or half your body weight in water. I'm not doing that. I can't, you ever drink that much water and then all day you're walking around and your stomach is like sloshing around. It's terrible. So I'll do 50 to 60 ounces a day. And if I'm just chugging water to get it into my system, I want room temp. You get that head rush otherwise,
When I was in college, I'd make sure I get my water. I haven't done it in a while, but
yeah, it's important.
it feels like a hassle. Like you're like, I got to drink more
It
water.
is. But, and the other thing I don't get is the people that carry around like a gallon with them.
Oh,
It's like,
there's
what are you going on the Oregon Trail? Like, you're just going from your house to the office or like to the store. You carry that much water on you? I don't know.
I'd see that all the time when I was at Milwaukee.
And that's good. I mean,
I'd see it every day. Actually, I'd see someone with a huge milk jug.
but I think that's good because when I was in college, you never saw that. But college kids today, when I would visit my son a couple years ago or my daughter now, they all have water on them. I think that's probably a good thing.
They're just preparing for the night, you know?
Yeah, or the apocalypse. Some of those containers.
They
are
want to get
ridiculous.
hydrated before they start drinking beer.
Exactly. Hey, we have a really fun show tonight. From young Sheldon, the very talented actor, Lance Barber will be joining us at 6:35 over the stream. Lance has been on the show before. It'll be great to talk to him. He's always a blast to talk to. Did I tell you what what Lance's nickname for me was when we made The Godfather?
Balls.
Balls. He calls me Balls. And I
Balls.
call him Balls back. It's just kind of a weird. And you know what? If you want to go ahead and try to censor that, that's fine. But balls are balls. It doesn't mean we're talking about those balls.
Golf
We
balls?
could be golf balls,
Tennis
volley
balls?
balls. We just call each other balls. It's a fun, endearing name, I think, for two
Dear balls.
fellas. That's kind of what it is. It emails, it texts, yo balls. And then you'll sign it like Schnutz or something goofy. So Lance and our brand of silliness will be here at 6:35. It'll be good to talk to Lance. And then, Conrad, check this out. Green Bay It Girl, that's what I call her because she knows everything about Northeast Wisconsin. Heather Heil will be here in studio. And we have what? Go ahead and tell the people what we have in store for Heather.
Well, she works at a museum.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, why don't we go down a trip down memory road
Love
and
it.
make a Northeastern Wisconsin history quiz.
This is tough, too. I mean,
They're
she
they're
should
not
do
terrible.
fine.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple challenging ones,
Right.
but most of them are there's two definite answers that are there.
Exactly. And people can play along with the quiz.
Yeah.
If you want to text in the answer, that's fine. We won't let Heather see it. But Coach K over there will put
I
the
wish I had
answer.
a whistle so every time she gets one wrong, I should blow it.
You can make her do burpees or
Yeah.
something. Hey, let's get to, without further ado, let's get to the question of the night.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question. Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Hey, I have a question. Questions?
This question.
Domanda. Question.
Question.
Questions.
I can't stop eating iced cream lately, folks. And I said iced cream. 'cause
I was about to stop you right
No,
there.
that is the actual term. It's iced cream. It's not ice cream. I can see why you think that, though. And it is easier to say. So tonight's question, what is your favorite brand? What do you like? Cold Stone, Baskin-Robbins, Cedar Crest, store-bought, Breyers. There's so many different brands. What is your favorite brand? Summer is here. It's our favorite summer treat, ice cream. And I want to know what yours is, folks. Let us know. You could text us at 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC, or let us know on the app, or if you're watching on the stream on Facebook, X Twitter, or YouTube, let us know. And while you're there, if you're so inclined, give us a like or a follow while you tell us your favorite brand of ice cream.
And please text in, is it iced or ice?
You're welcome to weigh
With
in on that, folks. Technically, it's iced because it's iced tea. It's corned beef. It's not corned beef. I'm just trying to listen. I'm just being Mr. Grandma here
Iced
tonight.
cream doesn't roll off the tongue.
No, it doesn't.
Like ice cream.
Ice cream is easier.
Yeah.
I agree with that. But I'm a bearer for detail. I would have to say, I think my favorite, just because I have great memories of going to Baskin-Robbins when I was younger, I might say Baskin-Robbins, but when I'm in Madison, I love the chocolate shop. That is great stuff. So I have a tie for first between those two. If I had to give the nod, I'd go chocolate shop. It's more mom and pop than Baskin-Robbins. But you've got Haagen-Dazs. Yesterday I wolfed down some peanut butter chocolate Haagen-Dazs. Dynamite. All good stuff. You got Ben and Jerry's. You got all kinds of stuff. What are you going to say, Conrad?
I got a time myself.
Yeah?
When I was growing up, in the Kewaskum area, you go to Eden in between Fond du Lac and Lamira.
We just talked about this last week, didn't we?
And that is Kelly's County Creamery.
Oh, yeah.
And they have some of the best ice cream I've ever had. Better than any of the store-bought ones,
Yeah.
Because right behind them is the farm where they make it.
Right.
But I also have another one, which is when I lived in Milwaukee. I hadn't tried until then. Is Kopp's frozen custard.
Oh, you like that custard too?
Oh, that Kopp's frozen custard with they got a huge burger, and then you get a little scoop with it.
On the
Dynamite.
side? Yeah.
Dynamite.
All right. Yeah, I like. I was never a fan of custard, but I had been eating like Culver's when we first moved back to Wisconsin. People were like, that's custard. It's not ice cream. I'm like, really? And then I realized, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just like a more, like, I don't know, was it more dense or what?
Different. It's a different. I can't even talk, but consistency.
Yeah. It's all good stuff, folks. Let us know what your favorite brand of ice cream is. It's 715. No, 855-752-4842. Let us know, and we will come right back and read your texts, and we've got some other fun stuff planned, too. Lance Barber from Young Sheldon is here at 6:35. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
On to Alloway. This is 97.9 WGBW. It's time for Civic Media's Scotty Summer Text to Win contest right here on this local Civic Media radio station. We want to hook you up with $100 cash, Milwaukee Brewers club level tickets, and the chance to win a summer getaway to the Wisconsin Dells area or an escape to Door County. Download the free Civic Media app in the Google Play or App Store. Then listen in for the keywords during the 7 and 11 a.m. hour and 2 and 4 p.m. hour. Text in the keyword and get set to win. It's Civic Media's Scotty Summer. Dr. Kristen Lyerly.
Mayor of Sheboygan, Ryan Sorensen.
If you want strong communities, you need to have strong quality childcare accessibility in your community. Whether you have kiddos or not, it impacts you, whether directly or indirectly. And that's why, being supportive of programs on the state level that can support local agencies is vitally, vitally important. So it's all intertwined.
This is not just for parents of small children.
This is mission critical.
The Dr. Kristen Lyerly Show, Saturday and Sunday afternoons at 3 on WGBW and WISS, and the Civic Media app.
Carmelo Anthony for the Bail Project.
Bad news, you've been arrested. Good news, you're innocent until proven guilty. If you can pay your bail, good news, you go home to wait your trial. If you can't, sorry, you go to jail to wait. But sure, you still presumed innocent. But since you can't afford bail, you've lost your freedom. That's not right. And that's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Matt Nair on air.
State Representative Christian Phelps.
As somebody who's in my first term in the legislature, one of the striking things is how seldom the majority party speaks with us. I don't know how many of my colleagues personally feel LGBTQ people don't deserve freedom, but that's kind of irrelevant at the end of the day. They've already spent a number of days attacking trans people because those are days they don't have to spend defending their very unpopular economic agenda.
Matt Nair on air, weekday mornings 9 to 11 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app.
Every 15 seconds, someone is diagnosed with cancer. If it's happened to you or someone you love, the American Cancer Society can help at every step of the journey. Visit cancer.org today.
Welcome back. You've got the Civic Media Radio Network, folks. This is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. I am Pete Schwaba. Conrad is dressed like Coach McCarthy tonight. He is riding shotgun as usual. Coach K, that's a good...
Yeah, you can just call me Coach K.
Coach K, the other Coach K. The less annoying Coach K. I don't know what happened to that guy. I used to like him. But, man, did he just turn evil or something? I mean, it was probably 2015 in Duke, Wisconsin I'm going back to. I don't know.
It's just because it's Duke. That's
probably.
That's why.
Probably. He's even from, like, the same neighborhood I grew up in Chicago, or close by. Like, so I kind of was rooting for him, but then I'm like, God, I can't stand this guy. It's arrogance, too. Yeah, and that's what it is. It's Duke. It's the arrogance.
Any coach of Duke, I'm just like,
Right. Hey, Michael J. Fox turns 64 today. The star of Family Ties and Back to the Future. He has been dealing with Parkinson's probably for, 30 years now?
Yeah.
He has raised over $2 billion. Just him, since he's had this disease. And folks, that to me is amazing because like you feel like if you throw $2 billion at anything, you can solve it. But this is still an issue. My grandfather had Parkinson's. I've got a cousin that has Parkinson's. It's like a serious thing. $2 billion, Michael J. Fox. Tip of my hat. That is unbelievable. But I am also amazed that they can't. It seems like they should be able to cure anything if they got $2 million. What do you think about that, Conrad?
Love Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, same. Wait, what's Luke? I don't understand Luke's text. Did you read that?
He's talking about the burger that I was referencing with cops. It's huge.
Okay.
He did. It's jumbo.
He's correcting
It's
you.
massive.
Yeah.
He can fit both of your hands on this thing.
Exactly. All right, we got a text overnight from our pal Bud in Janesville. 2 minutes to 6 in the morning. Looks like he slept in. Bud says, hey, Pete and Conrad, I'm not sure this donut exists. Oh, this was our question Friday night was, God, we're eating all the fatty foods.
Did you have any donuts over the weekend?
No, you know what I had? I love having Biscoff with my coffee. You ever have those?
Biscoff cookies are amazing.
Oh, God, they're so addictive. It's like you get one sleeve for like $5, and I eat at least half of them on a Saturday morning. That's all I have for breakfast, but it's probably like 500-600 calories.
Oh, yeah.
But very good with coffee. Bud says, hey, Pete and Conrad, I'm not sure this donut exists, but I would love to try a fried old-fashioned tip of the hat to Ollie from the North Woods, of course. Try a fried old-fashioned donut with jalapenos topped with a cream cheese frosting. Yum. Love the show. Bud from Janesville.
That sounds pretty good. It's like a jalapeno popper donut.
I guess. I don't know if you need the jalapenos, but yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I guess.
Get a little bit of spice in there.
It's just an odd combo. But you know what? I trust in Bud. So well done, Bud. Appreciate it. Our question of the night is, what is your favorite kind of ice cream? We're going for kind of a brand here. I said I had a tie between Baskin-Robbins and the Chocolate Shop in Madison. Chocolate Shop edged it out. I like that it's not as big of a franchise. And I also like the ice cream. I think it's fantastic. And Conrad said, what's the Kewaskum place?
Eden, actually.
Eden. Okay.
Kelly's County Creamery.
Kelly's County Creamery. That sounds delicious. That's a great title. Barb from Waukesha says you could buy a separate ice maker. Oh, you know what? Barb's got all the answers. I could do that, Barb. That seems like kind of a hassle, though. I never considered that. But I appreciate the tip. Thank you. Barb's in the 262. I feel like I'd just buy a new fridge if I was going to go and buy an ice maker.
I mean, they're not that bad. My parents recently bought one.
Why? Is the same freezer issue?
No, they put a bar in the house.
Okay.
And now they have an ice maker.
All right. So it's enhancing their drinking. All right.
Well, yeah.
Tom from New Berlin says, in my youth, the black cow from A&W.
Ooh.
I forgot about A&W. They have ice cream. Was the car hop era today. Chocolate mint chip. Conrad, my water has to be ice cold. We have to golf. Tom is going to stalk you until you hit the links with him. Ross from Crawford County says, I get Sassy Cow Creamery organic ice cream. They're out of Columbus, Wisconsin. I think I get it from the Willie Street Co-op in Madison. Nice. Very well done, Ross. Thank you. Jameson in Pennsylvania says, homemade all the way. Buy yourself a $300 machine with a condenser in it, not the garbage with ice and salt outside of it, and just have fun experimenting. Candied bourbon bacon is my personal specialty. Wow. That sounds really good. Add some jalapenos, though. He says, I have to say, I'm going with iced cream as well. Thank you, Jameson. It's simply more proper, not lazy grammar. Jameson from Pennsylvania, ladies and gentlemen. He's in the 814, and he agrees with me. So take that, Coach K. Ross from Crawford County says, he said he's liking the Sassy Cow Creamery organic ice cream. That's a good one, too. Robert from La Crosse says, Sweet Shop in La Crosse, butter pecan. That's a great, I love those, like, if I haven't heard of it, I just assume it's a great ice cream place.
Yeah.
It's not a huge franchise like your place in Eden, you know. Monica from Mount Horeb says, Chocolate Shop, Fat Elvis is one of my faves. Pete, I think you are a goofball. No one says the ice cream. Oh, yeah, Monica?
Correct.
Well, how do you like this? Jameson is on my side. So put that in your pipe and puff on it.
So we got one for ice cream and one for ice cream. So we're tied right now.
Look, you can say ice cream until you're blue in the face. And frankly, I say it too. But if you want to be grammatically correct, it's iced cream. And there ain't nothing you can do to change that. Hey, we got a phone call. Let's try to squeeze this in.
Cindy
quick.
from Appleton.
Cindy from Appleton. We've got about
Hey,
30
Pete, how are you?
seconds. Good. How are you?
Well, good. My favorite is vanilla by Ben and Jerry's.
Straight
Because
vanilla.
Yeah, because you can make vanilla into so many different flavors. So I like having options.
I like having your phone calls, Cindy. That is outstanding. Thank you very much. Have a
Yep, have a
great
good one.
evening. And that's a good one. Ben and Jerry. They do fine work. All right. Hey, we're coming up next, coming back with Lance Barber. Lance was in a film I made called The Godfather of Green Bay and just finished a long run on Young Sheldon. Can't wait to talk to my pal. That's coming up after the news. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
But if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you.
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW. This is your local civic media radio station. Want to hear even more? Anytime? Find all of it at civicmedia.us.
For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources reminds residents to be on the lookout for black bears as they begin their mating season in June, and mothers turn their cubs away to keep them safe from the male bears. Without being able to rely on their mothers, those cubs may venture into neighborhoods looking for things like bird feeders, pet food that's been left outside, or even grills that haven't been cleaned. High school student athletes in Wisconsin can now get paid for their name, image, and likeness. Here's Civic Media's Jimmy Kuska.
Name, image, and likeness rules are now in effect for Wisconsin high school student athletes with the publication of the WIAA Bulletin. At the WIAA's annual meeting in April, school administrators across the state overwhelmingly voted to approve NIL.
We have the results from Amendment Number 5, the NIL. Supporting the motion, 293. Denying the motion, 108. Motion passes.
The new rule means that student athletes can have NIL agreements as long as they meet certain conditions.
This provision is not intended to restrict the rights of any students to participate in a name, image, and likeness opportunity, commercial endorsement, providing that there is no school team, school, conference, or WI affiliation.
Students also can't appear in school athletic uniforms, endorse adult-oriented categories such as gambling or alcohol, or be paid for athletic performance. The rules also greatly restrict who can contribute to NIL deals and specifically ban recruiting. Other rules that go into effect with this week's publication of the WIAA Bulletin include expanded summer coaching contact, a sportsmanship course requirement for fans ejected from high school games, and a change to the game limit for freshman-only teams.
You can review all of the changes to the WIAA Constitution at WIAAWI.org. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Not sure if Steve Carell has big feet, but his shoes will be tough to fill. No one knows that more than Domhnall Gleeson, who will play the boss on a new spin-off of NBC's The Office. The paper will feature the same documentary film crew from The Office, even though it was never really featured, as they record the daily happenings of a dying local newspaper, and it will be brought to you by the same team that brought you the American version of The Office. Gleason, the son of actor Brendan Gleeson, knows the challenges he faces. The actor said he recently received encouraging words from Carell's Office co-star John Krasinski, who reassured the actor that he was in great hands with executive producer Greg Daniels. Daniels successfully rebooted Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant's show of the same title from the UK. Although the title is different, the challenges faced in the paper are the same faced by those who ran a fictitious paper company. There is no release date yet, but the paper will premiere in September on Peacock. For more showbiz fun, tune in to Nite Lite with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Local radio for you and your community. It's Civic Media's mission with stations across Wisconsin. Find your favorites at civicmedia.us.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. An isolated shower or two this evening, then a clearing sky tonight, and a low in the low 50s. For tomorrow, hazy sunshine from a little smoke, warmer, highs in the mid-70s. Chances for showers and thunderstorms return Wednesday into Thursday. It's 60 right now.
The Todd Albaugh Show.
State Senator Kelda Royce.
The vast majority of people on Medicaid are already working, and it is Medicaid that makes it possible for them to work. People who are disabled or have chronic illnesses and without that health care, they would be out of the workforce. They would have no ability to participate in the economy, and now they can. Medicaid is one of the greatest workforce programs this country has ever built, and they are trying to dismantle it, and with it, they're going to take people's lives and economic security.
The Todd Albaugh Show, weekdays 2 to 4 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Jane Matnair and Greg Bach.
Coming up on this show, he hosts
Great to have you with me on this Tuesday night. We're broadcasting live from beautiful downtown Green Bay, statewide. A gorgeous sort of summer night here in Wisconsin. We sat on the porch for the first time the other night, and I needed a coat. It was like, and I was just sitting out there because it wasn't freezing. But it kind of sucks. The weather has been really sucky, I would say.
It was nice after that like rain passed yesterday.
Yeah.
After the rain stopped, it got pretty nice out.
Yeah, it's not too bad, I guess. All right, that was one of Conrad Krieger's 5-day forecasts. Do we have Lance?
Yes, we do.
All right, fantastic. It is my pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome back to Night Light. You know him as possibly George Cooper on the hit show Young Sheldon. He's also been in another film with me called The Godfather of Green Bay. That's where we met, and he has many other acting credits. My pal, the talented Lance Barber.
Hi, Pete.
Dude, I am loving that mustache.
How about it? You know, I did this just for you. I had a full beard, but I said, you know what Schwaba would like? He'd like the old tickler. And so I put the old tickler back on.
There's one of the funniest things I've ever heard, and we're on radio, I can't say it, but it's called a blank sweeper.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm through. I almost went there and stopped myself live radio.
Tickler was good.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever had just a mustache without the beard was during COVID. My son and I grew matching mustache, so that was kind of fun, but
and kind of gross, I'm sure.
And it was weird. I felt like Burt Reynolds, like I was in Smokey and the Bandit. But that is awesome, man. That's like a Croachy, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to go for the full Croach.
I like it.
We call it the full Croach.
The full Croach. Hey, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing very well.
I heard that you were sitting on the porch. Time has really gone by, hasn't it? Not only were you sitting on the porch, but you got a little chilly. What has happened to us?
Listen, dude, I have a favorite kind of seltzer water. I don't know when that happened. It's just not right. But yeah. I see you could still party because I see you have a banjo on the wall, and I love that.
Yeah. Nothing says wild man like banjo music. Nothing says party animal. Yeah.
I play the jug. We could next time we're around each other.
That's right.
Have some fun. How you been, man?
I'm good. I got all the, my kid plays the music now. He's far surpassed me in all of his string instruments. Nice. So they're just up as decorations. Now he's the one that plays everything.
That's unbelievable. It's so funny. Like you and I went a while without talking, not for weird reasons or anything, but like, I always think of your kids as being the age they were when we last spoke, and probably mine too.
Same. I think of your kids as being teeny because that's when I saw them last. Maybe I saw your son more recently, but yeah.
Are your kids like teenagers now, Lance?
Yeah, I got 2 teenagers in the house, and I can hardly tolerate it. It's he's almost 17, and she's just turned 14, my daughter. So nice. That's actually pretty good. I welcome the teen years. There's all the traditional things that come with it, which we're tasting some of, but it's kind of fun to have them be the age they are.
Yeah. to watch those movies together. It's fun.
Yeah, for sure. That's what we're doing. Yep.
Yeah. So, all right. So as I mentioned, Lance was in a film I did called The Godfather of Green Bay. We shot primarily here in Northeast Wisconsin, and a little bit in LA and Vegas, but that's where we met. I've known you a long time, Lance, and I was so excited when you got cast as young Sheldon. You were like the guy on our movie set that everybody said it's only a matter of time before Lance has a breakout. It certainly wasn't in The Godfather of Green Bay, but no, but we knew you were going to have like everybody. And it's not any one of us. It was kind of a consensus. So can you talk about what that run was like? The last time you were on the show, I think your character had not met its fate yet, and you couldn't really say much. The show had an amazing ending and a great run. What was that like?
That was cool. I mean, to speak to the ending, it was kind of awesome. I've said this before, but like we all knew that was coming. And so that was part of my, like, I was mostly prepared for that, where everybody else was kind of crushed, cast and audience alike. And even if they knew it was coming, because they decided to give the show a beginning, middle, and end. And I love that they did. The end came for that program, at least, was, when George died and Sheldon went to college. And I thought that was mighty cool of them to do that. And also the fact that I was America's dad on TV that died, that's pretty cool for a character actor's like legacy, right? Like, we would, in our 20s, we're at the bar and we're talking about, remember that show, remember this show, remember that thing? And some kids are going to be in college talking about, remember when, young Sheldon's dad died? Oh yeah, that crushed me, right? I get to have that like as part of my acting legacy, and it's really neat for a character actor to have something like memorable in that way. So I'm super grateful. It was, it was a jackpot, awesome job for so many reasons. It came at the right time in my life, and my kids were the right age, and it was kids on the show, so I wasn't gone all the time. And it's shot at Warner Brothers. I was 12 minutes from work, and I was home for dinner most nights. And of course, the work itself, the show had such success, and I'm still getting, Netflix has it out now, and it still has a life in the way that it didn't used to before streaming. And so people are watching it for the first time, right? And they might watch it for the first time, do a run of the series years from now. And so, and I get approached by people saying, I just started it and we loved it. That's pretty cool. I'm really, it's got legs.
Absolutely. And it's one of the, like, you're right. I think that's so incredible that I talk to people now that still say, like, they just discovered Seinfeld 10 years ago. Well, it's going to be the same with Young Sheldon. I mean, especially in a franchise like that. Like, now there's a prequel, and it's just great. And I would imagine you as an actor, you don't even need a reel anymore. You just plop down that scene where you got to pass away on national TV. And that's a pretty cool thing on your resume. I mean, great as an actor, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, it got to, for a show that was a comedy, was a network sitcom, primetime comedy. It had a lot of those moments that were heavy enough and had the heart. So we get to play those, and I think that's what grounded it and made it popular. So.
Absolutely. All right. So what do you do now, Lance? You had this great run.
I'm retired, Pete.
Wow.
I'm done. I'm just here playing the banjo most days.
That's not a bad life.
I am. It was about a year ago in April, I think, that we ended the show. And then I've just been a family man since. Everybody's talking about the business in Los Angeles being slow, and I can second that. It really is. It's different right now. Things are less than they used to be for local work and auditions, etc. And that's fine. I mean, I'm to be gross, I'm in a financial position where I don't have to worry about what's coming next for a minute. Right. And so I'm really enjoying, my kids are older. They're going to be out of the house soon. I'm really leaning into that. But I will get restless before too long and want to work, for sure. Yeah. I'm waiting for you to put me in a movie. So I'll be ready for that when that time comes. But, I feel like I'm in a position that I never had been before because of the show, because I can say no to things. I can feel comfortable waiting for the next thing, personally and, financially for my family. So it's super lucky.
Yeah. Here's a question on the stream from Mike for Lance. How does someone who does comedy with sock puppets at Rocktoberfest and doing a dine and dash with Joe Keegan end up being one of the most talented, beloved TV dads of all time. Also, are you up for a Godfather of Greenway sequel? Good God. Mike is always pitching a sequel.
Is that Desitel? Is that Mike? Is that?
Oh, yeah, Mike Desitel. Sure, you know
Yeah,
Mike.
yeah, of course it is. Yeah. Mike's a great guy. He had my favorite line in The Godfather of Green Bay when he was taking a squat in the woods. Yeah. That was my favorite performance of the film.
He had at a premiere in Marinette, he did that line and the place erupted because everybody knows him, and it's a funny line. And as the laughter dies down, you could hear Mike's mom say, "Michael, I'm so proud of you." It was just a glorious moment. Mike has always been good with the bowels anyway, on camera or off, I'm told. So. So
I don't remember Mike's answer, but I like that guy. And how did I'm just brimming with talent, Mike. What can I say? It's one of those things you're born with. You can't teach it. You know what I mean?
Hey, let me ask you that, Lance. What would be your next type of role? Like, let's say network TV came calling again, or a really cool streamer. Like, what would you want to play? You've already done the cool kind of badass dad who was very sweet and also protective and a great role. What would you want to do next if it was up to Lance or Balls?
If it was up to me, I get asked that and I just don't know. It's a very general answer. Something so different. Everybody wants to lean into. There were 2 auditions for football coaches that have come this year, right? And different characters, different style. All of that. I don't want to play a football coach again, and at least not right now. And so, those are things I'm passing on. Again, having the luxury of being somewhat choosy, I just want to do something that I haven't done before. Luckily, I've done things before this that had a little attention. I was on a show called The Comeback, and I played a jerk, and kind of played the bad guy, and so I kind of have that already in my on the resume. And I played an obnoxious character on Always Sunny that I still get recognized for a lot. In public. So I have those things. I want to do something different than any of those. And I don't know what that is. Recently I auditioned for Little House on the Prairie. They're doing I think there's a reboot of it. Anyway, that is, it's a Western. It's a period piece. I haven't done that. I mean, something like that interests me. And again, very generally, just something I haven't done character wise or style wise.
Yeah. What about a cop that used to box in the service and that he's referred to as a tough bastard? That kind of you'd be good at that, Lance.
I'm working on it right now. Actually, the title of the script is called Tough Bastard, but TUFF.
I love it. That's pretty cool. You also worked with Christopher Guest. What was that like?
Yeah, that's another feather in my cap. That was a dream come true for any of us. That it was a Christopher Guest movie. I was on the screen for 30 seconds or something, but it didn't matter. The audition was with him. That's my story about that. So I get to it wasn't even an audition; it was just a meeting. So I just got to talk to the guy with a chewed gum in front of me, and then I worked one day on that movie, and then had lunch with him and Eugene and the guys, and got to go to the after party. That's the story. Is I was in their company, and it was in that one of the later movies that they did, and not and it was a dream come true. Everybody envied that because it was a Christopher Guest movie, of course. I mean, I'm so proud to have that on my resume. That's for sure.
Lance Barber is my guest. He was one of the stars of Young Sheldon, and he is enjoying his retirement, which I'm sure will not last all that long. We have about a minute before a short break, Lance, and then we'll just have a few minutes more. I know you're busy, and you're leaving town tomorrow, right? You're going to see, where are you going?
We're starting our summer travels. That's another thing I can do because I'm retired. We go home every summer. I'm a Midwest kid like you, Great Lakes area. In fact, part of my summer travels is a family reunion up near Green Bay. I'm going up to my cousin's place who's hosting a big family reunion in Cronenwetter, Wisconsin. I don't know if you know where Cronenwetter is, but for crying out loud, it's up north there. And I'm looking forward to that. A bunch of people getting together that we haven't been together in a while. So any of you Cronenwetter folks listening, I'll be up there.
We'll go to the Google. We'll figure it out. We got to
Yeah,
do a
yeah.
really short break, and then we'll come back, and I'm going to invite myself to Lance's family reunion, which will be
Can't wait to
awkward.
see it.
It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Since I met this little woman, I feel it's happened to me. And I'm telling you, it's too late to turn back now. I believe
As Wisconsin as a fish fry on a Friday night, this is the Civic Media Radio Network.
Insight Eye Care has been serving the Fox Valley for over 30 years and are proud sponsors of Mino and the Mayor's Eye on the Community. Insight offers comprehensive eye care, including glasses and contact lenses. Their doctors have a special interest in treating chronic eye disease, specialty contact lenses, and pediatric care. Find Insight on Sawyer Street in Oshkosh and Chain Drive in Appleton. Visit wiinsight.com to schedule your eye exam. Improving lives by improving sight. Insight Eye Care.
It's the Eco Minute, powered by Clean Wisconsin, your environmental voice since 1970. I'm Amy Barrio. June is Pollinator Month, and some Wisconsin...
Hey, Lance.
Yeah.
Hey, do you mind doing a, hey, this is Lance Barber. You're listening to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba?
Sure.
We could do one with my actual name and then one with balls, if you don't mind. I think that could be funny. All right, awesome. Whenever you're
Anyway, what I say? Hey, this is Nite Lite with Pete. Hey, this is Lance Barber, and you're listening to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba.
Perfect.
Something like that? Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Hey, this is Lance Barber, and you're listening to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. Hey, this is Lance Barber, and you're listening to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaballs.
Did we get that, Connor? Was I yakking when he? All right. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. We're coming right back. We'll just keep you for a few more minutes. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Okay, man.
Hey, it's Amanda, and we all know that Northeast Wisconsin has some of the best events around, but trying to find them all can be tricky. So here at WGBW, we decided to do the work for you. Prevent boredom on any night by going to WGBW.fm and click events in the top right corner. You'll never have to spend forever scrolling to find out what's going on in your area. And if you got an event to share, hit us up by emailing info@WGBW.fm. We can work together to have real news and great conversation while giving you the 411 on what's happening in New Wisco.
Today's job market is full of demand for skilled trade workers. Electricians, welders, mechanics, these and other trades are the backbone of every community. They're also a huge part in making sure the Army National Guard is always fulfilling its mission of service to our country and communities. Soldiers train to keep the power flowing, engines running, and supplies moving. The skilled trades these soldiers perform are the same ones needed in today's civilian workforce. Army National Guard soldiers are on the fast track to learning skills that can set them up for success at home with companies looking to hire the best. With options from plumber to helicopter mechanic and everything in between, soldiers are able to select the trades that best fit their lives. Their resumes are being built through their paid training and part-time service. Find out how you too can learn a trade profession and serve your community and country by visiting NationalGuard.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard, aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
every time I think of you, I feel a shot right through the bow of blue. It's no problem in mine, but it's a problem I find. Living a life that
I am Pete Schwaba. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. Great to have you with me on a Monday night. It feels like a Tuesday, but it's still a Monday night. Our question of the night is, what is your favorite kind of ice cream? Go brand on this one, folks. I say the chocolate shop in Madison. Conrad said someplace in Eden.
Kelly's County Creamery.
Kelly's County. Conrad is dressed like a coach tonight. And all things are good. Lance Barber is here from the show Young Sheldon and many other great credits he's been a part of over his illustrious career. And he's rocking a mustache tonight, looking good. Buddy, all right, where am I gonna go?
What's my favorite ice cream?
Oh, we could do that. Yeah, sure.
It's none of your business, Pete.
I didn't mean to get too personal to a guy who calls me balls. Do you have a favorite?
I like a butter pecan. I like a buttery something.
That's old school.
That's old
like
school.
Butter pecan, pistachio. I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to ask you. You said, when we were texting like a week or so ago, you said the town is dead, referring to LA. All
Yeah.
my friends, many of them who work nonstop, say the same thing. What do you mean by that? Like when you say the town is dead, I know there's not a ton of production there, but it kind of perplexes me that a working actor so busy is saying it's dead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying it's dead because the amount of, since the new year, since the strikes, really, the amount of auditions that are available to me are just so limited. I mean, it's so much less than it used to be pre-pandemic for sure, and pre-pandemic / strikes, double strikes. And it is an issue of work being elsewhere and the industry being slower here. Like everybody that there's people that I worked with on the show that had a sweet job for 7 years and some retired off of it. Union guys, in all different departments, camera and otherwise.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing stories that they're driving Uber to make ends meet because there's just less production going on here, it seems. And you look at all the streaming services, and there's 30,000 things coming out every month, but I don't know where they're shooting them or what the opportunities are. So
right, interesting. How was your time at Second City, Lance? I know you had this great training for what you do now, and I think you're obviously very naturally gifted. But what did a place like Second City, or if you did Groundlings or something like that, do for your career? Did that help?
Yeah, immensely. I'm glad that I did that. I was going to go to I went to community college and got my associate's degree in the theater arts. I'll have you know. And then after that, I was going to maybe go to a 4-year school, like Western Michigan University, near me in Kalamazoo, Michigan, had a nice theater program, and I had designs on that. But I started working, and then a friend of mine, I went to go visit Chicago, took me to see a Second City show. It was called Pinata Full of Bees. Adam McKay and Tina Fey and people like this in the cast.
Nice.
And I was blown away, and I'm like, I never had intentions, but this is what I'm doing. I thought I'd do theater. I didn't do any theater in Chicago. I just did Second City and Improv Olympics, sketch and improv. And that behooved my resume way more than like a BA from a university, I think, would in Los Angeles. I came out and and improv was still huge. And so it got me in all kinds of doors. The community that I found in that place in Chicago, at Second City, the history of the place, just being in the hallowed halls, all that brought so much. And I got great teachers. And then the community, the peers that I met are some of my still favorite, funniest people that I've met and were an inspiration. So, so you go to those places for all those reasons. That certainly was, looking back, those were the things that stick out to me, was the company I was in.
That's so great. What are you watching on TV, Lance? Anything you could recommend binge watch wise, or shows you like to watch with
What
your
makes
kids?
you think I have time to watch anything?
You said you were retired and the banjo was on the wall. So
my wife and I still fall asleep watching the news. Or I don't know how many times we've started The Bear. In like the last 2 or 3 years, whatever long it's been on. We're dying to watch it. And then life happens and we're asleep at 9 or whatever, and the kids we have to run the kids somewhere. I honestly haven't watched. I watch stuff with more movies now, as we were talking about earlier. My kid's going to be 17. It just opened up a world of things we couldn't watch them when they were little because because we shouldn't. And now I'm playing the game of, hey, check this out. We watch Tarantino together. We watch things he's interested and curious about, old comedies. Horror, he's into horror, so that's what I'm leaning into, is the fun of that.
That's so great. I love it when it's interesting you said that, because when I would try to get my kids to watch something, they never wanted to watch it. But like if I have it on, like sometimes I would be like manipulative and I'd have it on and I put it to a great scene I knew they were going to gravitate towards.
Right.
And the next thing you know, they're sitting there watching and they have no idea I tricked them. So
yeah.
Like
I have to wait for my son now to like hear it from peers. He's like, hey, you know about this movie? I'm like, oh yeah, I know about that movie. I invited you to watch it, but you weren't interested. And but if you watch it, let me know. I'd love to join you. So I join him.
Well, listen, dude, this has been fun. I appreciate your time. I know you got a lot going on in the way of family stuff. I hope you have a great summer with the family. Keep
Thank
the
you.
tickler. And we'll look for Tough Bastard with Lance Barber, the new.
Yeah, don't miss
show
it. I'll let you
coming
know.
up.
We'll plug it on the show when we get it out there. So
I hope so. Thanks so much, buddy.
Good to see you,
talking
Pete.
to you.
Yeah, you too.
All right, that's Lance Barber. Boy, if you haven't seen Young Sheldon, folks, you've got a whole 7 years, Conrad? You watched the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Check it
loved
out. Yeah, great stuff. And also, I forgot that Lance was on Always Sunny. That's probably, I thought last time he was here, he said that was like the next most recognizable role he had, even though he was great in The Comeback too. Incredibly talented guy. All right, when we come back, we're going to read some text. We're going to have, there's more. I got a real brouhaha going here over the iced cream thing and the ice cream thing.
It's ice cream, man.
Yeah, okay. All right, we'll do all that. And Heather Heil will be here soon. I don't know exactly when, and we're not strict about when. She can just roll in. She has an open door invitation. So we'll have Heather here. We're going to give her a quiz. We're going to talk about what's going on at the Green Bay Children's Museum, all kinds of fun stuff. That's coming up after intermission. Act 2 starts soon, folks. Stick around for the news. This is Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Someone's living for their love. Someone's living for their love. And I love her. And I love her.
This is 97.9 WGBW Denmark, Green Bay's real news and great conversation, a Civic Media radio station.
ABC News, I'm Stephanie Officer. New developments in the search for the man accused of killing his 3 young daughters in rural Washington state.
The Chelan County Sheriff's Office has turned over the search for Travis Decker to the feds. Conducting the operation now are the FBI, U.S. Marshals Service, and the Department of Homeland Security. And we've also learned that the bodies of the 3 young girls were found with their hands zip-tied and plastic bags over their heads. Their father, Travis Decker, who is ex-military with extensive survival training, is charged with their murders and is thought to be hiding out in the forested mountains of central Washington. Jeff Pogela, ABC News, Seattle.
Tonight, the BET Award celebrates its 25th anniversary. Kendrick Lamar leads the pack with 10 nominations, including Album of the Year. Doechii, Drake, Future, and Glorilla are tied for second most nods with 6. Mariah Carey, Jamie Foxx, Snoop Dogg, and Kirk Franklin will all receive the Ultimate Icon Award. The awards, hosted by Kevin Hart, air live from the Peacock Theater in L.A. This is ABC News.
Your news, conversations, and a whole lot of fun. It's all on your local Civic Media radio station or the Civic Media app.
From local news to what's going on around the state, Civic Media's mission is to bring you real news and great conversation. For 97.9 WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. A federal judge has issued a temporary block on the Trump administration's cancellation of hundreds of millions of dollars in AmeriCorps grant funding. Joanne Krulatz has that story.
The decision means the federal agency must restore grant funding and core members in those states. The federal lawsuit was filed by Democratic state officials across the country. It accused President Donald Trump's cost-cutting efforts through the Department of Government Efficiency of reneging on grants funded through the AmeriCorps state and national program. The program was budgeted $557 million in congressionally approved funding this year, but the judge is allowing the 30-year-old federal agency to proceed with its reduction in force.
The restoration of AmeriCorps funding means that the Green Bay Conservation Corps will be fully funded once again. The Green Bay City Council voted to use ARPA funds to keep the Conservation Corps going over the past 5 weeks. But now the Conservation Corps is waiting for guidance from AmeriCorps and Serve Wisconsin on how to use the reinstated grant funding. 100 Vietnam War veterans will board the Yellow Ribbon Honor Flight to Washington, D.C. as part of EAA Air Ventures' annual salute to veterans. The veterans will travel to the nation's capital on July 25th to tour war memorials at no cost to them. At the conclusion of the Friday afternoon air show, thousands of people will welcome the veterans home as they return to Oshkosh. The 72nd annual EAA Air Venture Fly-In Convention is July 21st through 27th at Whitman Regional Airport in Oshkosh. I'm Lisa Hale, 97.9 WGBW News. For news anytime, log on to WGBW.FM.
The Pack says goodbye to Jair. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. ESPN, the first to report the Packers deciding to part ways with the 28-year-old defensive back Jair Alexander. Packers president Mark Murphy confirming the story to WBAY-TV Green Bay.
Well, first of all, he's been a great player for us. Obviously, elite talent, and unfortunately, just injured a lot.
Baseball, it's the Brewers and the Braves tonight in Milwaukee. The Crew losing a close one yesterday, 1-0 to the San Diego Padres. Freddie Peralta allowed just one hit through 6 innings and thought about going back out in the 7th.
For 1 second, I was thinking about it to come back, but it was good enough just to bring somebody else.
So Rob Zastrinsky took over in the 7th, and Manny Machado knocked one out of the park on him. That was the ball game. Brewers manager Pat Murphy.
I mean, it was a decision that, we had to talk to Freddie first, see how he felt. He was out of gas. Could we have pushed him into it? I'm sure he would have done it for us.
That's the Brewers' Pat Murphy with Sports on Mike Clemens.
You can always continue the conversation on social media. Share your thoughts when you find and follow Civic Media on Facebook, X, and Instagram.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. An isolated shower or two this evening, then a clearing sky tonight, and a low in the low 50s. For tomorrow, hazy sunshine from a little smoke, warmer, highs in the mid-70s. Chances for showers and thunderstorms return Wednesday into Thursday. It's 60 right now.
Todd Alba.
Hey, everybody, join us next time as we take a look at the fast-paced headlines across the nation and state. And a lighter note, Brian Van Hooker from Cracked.com will be here. Join us.
The Todd Alba Show, weekdays 2 to 4.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
The Maggie Dawn Show.
Lily Roberts, she is from the Center for American Progress Action Fund.
They're trying to pretend that this bill would be good for the working class because of this really small carve out to our tax laws. The no tax on tips piece does not at all even come close to addressing the problem of wages in this country. A third of workers who work for tips in the first place don't make enough money to pay taxes at all.
The Maggie Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who never leaves the house without wearing a cup, Pete Schwaba.
Hey, welcome back. All right. We are kicking off Act 2 here of Nite Lite on a Monday from beautiful downtown Green Bay. Great to have you with me tonight on this gorgeous, almost summer night. For those of you who missed hour 1, our question of the night is, what is your favorite kind of iced cream?
Ice cream.
Iced cream. Past tense.
Ice cream.
Because the cream is iced. So we'll do that. Let us know what your favorite ice cream is, folks. It's 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. Have some fun with this. You got all kinds of different things to choose from. You got Ben & Jerry's, Chocolate Shop in Madison. That's mine. Kelly's in Eden is Conrad's. You've got Ben & Jerry. Did I say Ben & Jerry's? You've got Haagen-Dazs. You've got your whole Cedar Crest family.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of great iced cream, especially here in Wisconsin. So let us know. You can text us on the app or the stream or old-fashioned at 855-752-4842. So let us know, and we talked to my pal Lance Barber, who just finished a great run on the show Young Sheldon. Lance is a great guy. It was good to catch up, and we've got some great texts already. We talked about the fact that Michael J. Fox has raised $2 billion for Parkinson's, a disease he suffered from for over 30 years, which I think is just incredible. And also, Conrad is dressed like a coach tonight.
Yep.
You should be holding a clipboard with a headset. Well, you got a headset. And
I just need the
piece.
Yeah, the mic attached to it.
You should be sending in plays to Jordan Love. And I know that would be.
I think we go 0-16. 0-17.
At least you don't overestimate yourself. So let us know what your favorite kind of ice cream is. You, Conrad, you told me that you saw the movie Surfer, and that has been on my radar for a long time, but then I kind of forgot about it. I know you can stream it now. What did you think of this film?
It is a total trip. It
can be interpreted many different ways.
Like, it's not that long, but it feels like it goes on for like 3 hours.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
The story of it, it takes time to develop a little bit.
Yeah.
And once it gets to it, it's pretty badass. But like, it feels like you're just on a trip during the whole thing, you know?
Well,
like,
that's kind of good though, right?
Yeah, I think the story is something that it's new. It's something that hasn't really been done before, I feel like.
Yeah.
And it just takes so many different turns.
Okay.
Nick Cage, I think he did a good job in it.
Am I going to like it?
I think you're going to have mixed feelings about it.
All right, that's fair.
And then it's just, the story is he's a surfer that was born in Australia. His dad was a surfer that was raised on this beach. He passed away, and then they moved to America.
Yeah.
Nick Cage kept surfing. He toured all around America, do surfing stuff.
Okay.
And with his family now, he moved back to Australia and wants to buy his childhood home.
All right.
But the beach that's on it is now run by the locals. And the locals...
Who are territorial.
Yes.
Surfers, I didn't know this until I moved to California. Surfers are very territorial.
And
I mean, surprised me.
I didn't know that either until... I mean, I don't know if it was true or not, but he goes down to the beach with his son to just catch some waves. And this guy gets really mad. He says, locals only. If you even try to go on the water, I'm going to break your skull and your son's.
Wow.
So they leave, obviously.
That's too much.
And he just can't, he's going to buy the house.
Okay.
But he's like, I want to surf on this. So he just keeps trying to find a way to surf down there. And he just doesn't stop. And eventually it just gets to a point. I'm not going to say too much more because the trip part of it is like the middle of it.
All right.
What goes on in the middle is crazy.
I might watch it tonight. That's been on my radar for a while. I didn't know, like I said, how territorial surfers were. I always thought they were like, oh, chill, whatever. Fellow preschool dad, who was from South America, loved surfing. And he would drop his kid off at preschool with my son, and then he would drive to Malibu and surf until he had to pick up his son. And he said a guy paddled out on his surfboard, went right next to him, and out of nowhere just clocked him right in the face, and then kept paddling on. And my friend was like, he didn't know what to do. Like, he's not going to fight the guy in 10 feet of water or whatever. And the guy had all his friends there. But yeah, they're a lot kind of crazy. So I am curious to see the film, though. Hey, folks, if you haven't played our Text to Win contest, our latest Text to Win contest here at Civic Media, check out our Scotty Summer Text to Win contest. I'm sure you already know about it, but I'm going to tell you anyway because it's a great contest, and all you need is the Civic Media app in order to play. You get a keyword, just like our previous contests, and you text in at 7 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., or 4 p.m. Text in that keyword, and you are eligible for hourly prizes, including $100 cash in your pocket and Milwaukee Brewers club-level seats. Conrad has sat in those very seats I'm talking about.
Yes.
And they are lovely seats, aren't they?
They are fantastic.
All right. Good to know. So every hourly entry that you do enters you in the contest for the grand prize. There's two of them, and they are both outstanding. A trip to Door County, a summer vacation to Door County, or Baraboo, two of the most lovely spots in our state. Absolutely beautiful. You can't go wrong with either one. And we're going to give you gas money to get there. Even if you drive a Hummer, we're giving you the gas money. So you have 4 daily chances to enter now through just this Friday. So if you haven't played, jump in and join the fun, folks. Good luck, everybody, on our Civic Media Scotty Summer Text to Win contest. Great fun. All right, real quick, because I got to read some text. Let's do the text. Then I want to ask you about another show you watched that I haven't seen yet. So we'll do that. On the stream, our question of the night, once again, is what is your favorite kind of iced cream? Mike Destel says, he texted in a question for Lance, which I thought was awesome. Mike says, Lorman's chocolate malt cone. All right, Lorman's is a department store in Marinette. It was this kind of department store that was a destination for like people in the UP and people from an hour away. It was like not J.C. Penney, but let's say like the Marshall Fields of Marinette. It was a great store. They had a soda fountain. They had jeans. You could get everything, stereos. So I'm assuming Mike means, I think most of it was about to close when I moved there. I had nothing to do with that, though. But Mike says, Lorman's chocolate malt cone. Love it, Mike. Thank you. Dave, also from Marinette, says chocolate peanut butter at the Memorial Union. I should clarify, Dave lives in Madison now, but he is originally from Marinette. Chocolate peanut butter at the Memorial Union. I think that's chocolate shop ice cream, Dave, if I'm not mistaken. But I can't remember. Scratch. Love that name. Scratch, listening on the stream, says, I'm a vanilla fan. As of late, I'm grooving on either Stone Ridge Creamery's double vanilla. It's so good. All right.
You know, I don't know why this made me think of this, but so is it vanilla iced?
Vanilla iced.
Iced baby.
I thought you were going to say because his name was Scratch. I know it made me think of this, but I have a horrible rash that just formed over the break. Thank you, Scratch. Great name. Don't be a stranger. Love it. We got to get to some texts here, too. God, we're going back to hour, and we're a little bit behind here. Steve, Conrad's dad, says Kelly's Country Creamery.
Yes.
Located on the family farm, Highway B between Eden and Fond du Lac. Steve, your whole family seems to be a fan. That was Conrad's favorite, too. He says, best ice cream in the world. I don't know how your dad knows that. Seems pretty cocky, Conrad, but I'll take his word for it. Gordy from Oregon, Wisconsin says, enjoy your banter, but in my 72 years, I have never seen iced cream on any sign or carton.
There we go.
Doesn't mean it's not right, Gordy. Nice try, buddy. I'm the grammar police right here tonight. And then who is this? Who's sending this picture of Biscoff? Oh, that's so good.
That creamy cookie butter.
Yeah.
That's Ronnie from
Horicon. He says, Pete, you need this. I love that.
You know, I've never tried that, but that looks so good.
I am so trying that now. How far back? Oh, Conrad's mom checks in. I can't leave Paula off. She says she's in the 920, but she's really not in the 920. She says, am I saying that right, Conrad?
Gillies and Fond du Lac, yes.
Okay, Gillies and Fond du Lac. Their Sundays are the best.
They're fantastic.
I gotta try one.
They make really good grasshoppers.
Yeah. Oh, I love a grasshopper. Or a Brandy Alexander. With booze? They put booze in
No.
Okay.
Just
like a
mint grasshopper, you know. When I was younger, loved those things.
Yeah, totally. Jim from Appleton says Culver's frozen custard. Or doesn't that count? It absolutely counts, Jim. And not just because we like you. It's a fine answer and a wonderful text. Robert from La Crosse says, when did iced cream become ice cream? Here's another one. Thank you, Robert. He says historians estimate that this recipe evolved into ice cream sometime in the 16th century. I'm an old soul. What can I say? England seems to have discovered ice cream at the same time, or perhaps even earlier than the Italians. Cream ice, as it was called, appeared regularly at the table of Charles during the 17th century. I have to Google every word in that text.
See, it's not cream iced.
Well, it should be. No, but in that case, it would be cream ice or creamy ice. Maybe technically would be better. Thank you, Robert, from La Crosse. Something's going on outside. Have you noticed that? When I was outside during the break, there were like 30 people on Segway. It's like there's a Paul Blart convention in town. They were all crossing the street.
I'd love that.
Take the rest of the night off, Conrad. Lee from De Pere, he's in the 920. He says, favorite, mint chocolate chip. That's his favorite flavor. Side note, where does custard fit in? It's acceptable, right?
Oh,
Even yogurt. I mean, we're not sticklers here. We are for the grammar part, but for the ice cream part, it doesn't matter. He says, never heard of it until I moved to Wisconsin. I didn't either, Lee. I didn't know what custard was either. I only knew it was part of a donut, and I never liked it in that form, but I can certainly eat it cold. Good stuff. Sherry from Horicon says, Dairy Queen, old school. And that's iced milk.
You know, I can still get down with the Dairy Queen Blizzard.
Yeah, I can too. Or peanut butter parfait. Peanut butter parfait. Bridget in the 818 says, hot fudge sundae with pecans from Leon's in Oshkosh. Yes. She says, favorite for decades with a big heart sign. My son was at Leon's in Oshkosh last week and sent us a picture of a juice burger because we love their juice burgers, which is basically a Sloppy Joe's. Sloppy Joe. Luke Mathers says, Civic Media's own Luke Mathers, by the way. Oh, Tillamook is good. I forgot about Tillamook. Coffee almond fudge is probably my favorite store-bought type. Luke, they make like a chocolate. It's not like dirt. I can't remember what it's called, but they have all this chocolate stuff in there. It is so rich. I'm totally with you. I forgot about Tillamook. He says the Cops flavor that they used to have called a Sprecher root beer float is my favorite ice cream flavor of all time. Oh, I never tried that. I love Sprecher, though. Love the root beer. Thank you, Luke. Monica from Mount Horeb says, instead of a bromance, you have a bro-lance. Can we play his second promo?
I don't have it.
Oh, you got to edit it or something? We can say that, right? He said Schwaballs. You're listening to Nightlight with Pete
Hey,
Schwab.
this is Lance Barber, and you're listening to Nightlight with Pete Schwaballs.
It's just the weirdest thing ever. It's like the first time I met him on the set, he called me balls. And it's a thing ever since. Thank you, Lance. Thank you, Monica. Yes, that's great. We have a bro Lance. I love that. Chris Sheridan from Janesville says, hands down, Rocky Road. Yes, great stuff. Thank you, Chris. Brian from Green Bay says, how old is Mike getting it? Brian from Green Bay says, how old is Mike getting it from Lorman's? Mike's not that old, Brian. Come on. Don't be a hater. Brian says, ice cream. No, I know. I knew what you said. All right, we'll read more of your texts as the show progresses. Coming up next, after a very short break, we're going to do a Nightlight quiz with our pal Heather Heil. She is coming into the studio. She's the business director of development at the Green Bay Children's Museum. But for tonight, she is here in the studio, probably for a good 30 minutes. So don't go anywhere. We're coming right back. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
She's touching his chest now. He takes off her dress now.
Listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home for the Maggie Dawn Show.
Summer, summer, summer.
It's time for Civic Media's Scotty Summer Text to Win contest right here on this local Civic Media radio station. We want to hook you up with $100 cash, Milwaukee Brewers club level tickets, and the chance to win a summer getaway to the Wisconsin Dells area or an escape to Door County. Download the free Civic Media app in the Google Play or App Store. Then listen in for the keywords during the 7 and 11 a.m. hour and 2 and 4 p.m. hour. Text in the keyword and get set to win. It's Civic Media's Scotty Summer.
I'm Dan Schaefer. Let's recombobulate. In discussions over the so-called Big Beautiful Bill backed by Donald Trump that's making its way through Congress, none other than Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson has emerged as the most prominent Republican critic of the bill, saying at a recent Milwaukee Press Club event that it is, quote, not even close to adequate. Johnson has said he wants spending cuts to go even further, including making cuts to Medicaid. But Johnson's position as a critic of this bill makes him especially influential in these negotiations. But let's not forget the last time he was in a similar position. In 2017, he was a critic of the Trump tax cut bill, but what he fought for was a tax break for certain types of businesses. Perhaps not coincidentally, businesses owned by his largest donors, Dick and Liz Uline. In 2018 alone, the Ulines received more than $200 million in tax breaks because of this bill. So as the Big Beautiful Bill is negotiated in the Senate, let's not forget this piece of recent history.
Find all of Dan's work at the Recombobulation area.
SNK Accounting and Tax Service in Green Bay says thank you to all the brave men and women in the armed forces who've served our country. Business owners, consider hiring these veterans. They're our most dependable resource. To those heroes back home for missions abroad, know that your dedication, selflessness, and courage are appreciated. May God bless America. This from SNK Accounting and Tax Service in Green Bay. Call 920-499-5099.
Teachers are diverse, skilled leaders, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Teaching shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org, supported by the U.S. Department of Education and 1 million teachers of color.
This is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba, and you are listening to the Civic Media Radio Network. It's great to have you here on this Tuesday, or
Monday.
Remember what I was just saying about mental sharpness? Yeah. It's Monday, and we've got our question of the night, folks, is what is your favorite brand of ice cream? So all kinds of fun stuff going on here. And if that weren't enough, if talking about ice cream wasn't joyful enough, That was something that our senses can taste. Now we have a presence in the studio that we can feel like ice cream tastes. Boy, that's a good ad for you.
That was good. Thank you.
Her presence is like ice cream taste. We got to
We'll
workshop
work on
that a little bit. Yeah. Heather Heil is
not
here.
Not cold, not freezing, just a nice, kind person that you like. Everybody likes ice cream.
She's the business development director at the Green Bay Children's Museum, and she knows everything about Green Bay, and she is here on Nite Light, as she so often is. It's great to have you.
Thanks. Good to be back. It's been a while, and it has. And every time I come in here, I bring you food.
I'm sorry.
And then you're fasting. And then I have to ask the questions of like, what is this? Yeah. So see, Conrad got right after it. That's actually from Dan because you were talking about this a little bit earlier.
Significant, is it significant other?
Yeah.
Is that a good? Okay. He brought this because we were talking about this. Whoops, upside down.
Yep.
Biscoff.
And
it is delicious.
They're
Folks,
the cookies. You can get them on Delta Airlines. You can get them at like fancy hotels. So you don't always want the cookie right away. So we save them, and he wanted to share them with you. But you're not able to eat that because you're fasting. But how many
tomorrow morning?
Do you talk to me about the fasting? How often are you fasting?
Every week for some amount of time. Sometimes it's hard. You travel, or I'm having a bad day and I want to mouse some food.
Yeah.
But I try to do just because of the health benefits. I'd like to lose a few pounds, obviously, but the health benefits are very good for fasting.
Okay. So what are the health benefits?
Yeah, well, it lowers your level. And listen, folks, those of you listening, I am not a doctor, contrary to popular opinion. So don't listen to me. Do your own research. But
this works for you. What it does for you. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So it lowers your blood pressure and your cholesterol, supposedly. It gives your digestive system a break. I don't think we're supposed to shovel food in throughout the course of the day too much. You sleep better. Your mental clarity, despite what you've experienced. Since
I feel
here.
like if I'm fasting, I would be like, oh my God, I'm so
No,
hungry.
I know.
Belly hurts, and all
That's
I would
what
be
I
like,
always thought.
food. Like it would be reversed for me. And it's not?
It's not. It's the exact opposite. And when you work through, and based on the research I've done, when your stomach is grumbly, that's when you're eating into your fat reserves.
Oh.
So to me, I just have a little water and I take a walk and it passes, and it's not that difficult, really.
Now,
but I would, yeah.
Also, I believe with fasting, for people who might be doing this, if you have a stick of gum, your fast is over. It's any caloric intake, correct?
Yeah. There's some different schools of thought on that. I've heard coffee and tea are okay. But you're right. If there's if you eat gum or a piece of candy or a vitamin, if you have a gummy vitamin that has 5 calories,
that you're supposed to take. Yeah. So can you take your vitamins when you're fasting?
I don't. I skip them for a day. So, well,
okay.
If a vitamin's going to tide me over, that's...
I'm
starving.
I want my vitamins. I need my collagen. Come on. I'm a lady of a certain age.
Conrad is saying we have a call.
Yes.
Who's calling?
Ollie from the Northwoods.
Oh,
Okay.
Ollie, how are you?
Oh, Ollie.
You know what? I've had about enough of your crap, Ollie.
Ollie, call us
Ollie got
back.
disconnected. Yeah, please call back and say hello to Heather Heil, who is here
I'd
in
love
the
to hear
studio.
from you.
Let's get some of this stuff out of the way before we get to the quiz and all kinds of other stuff. I really want to know, you have such a great museum. You do a great job. You love your work, and you're very good at it. What is coming up at the Green Bay Children's Museum?
Yeah, so we actually this Wednesday, we have our Taste of Summer event. So 4 times a year, we offer a free food event that we offer nutritious food, and we bring in other partners, not cookies. I'm not bringing in cookies to the event.
Okay.
I'm positive. And we invite the Green Bay Police Department. So Krager's comes in and helps to serve food. I know. I just had to slip that in there because
I want Craig to know I am not a proprietor. I do not say Krager's.
Yes, he does.
No, I do not, and certainly not on the air.
Okay,
I don't need that guy I don't need that guy bird dogging me all over.
He's so awesome. So Officer Craig and some other of the amazing men and women from the Green Bay Police Department come in and help serve food so you can engage with them in a really positive manner, and it's absolutely free. So we also have local musician, child musician, Randy Peterson, who's coming in for that, and that's this Wednesday from 3 to 7.
Oh, very
absolutely free. We have some bubble play, some water play. You're going to want to bring an extra change of clothes for your kids because they're going to get
They're going to get wet.
They're going to get wet. So there's sprinklers and pools and all sorts of fun stuff, as well as face painting, and you can paint some chairs, and again, free. And then also coming up, we have Dairy Days at the museum for June Dairy Month on Saturday.
You say the
June
museum?
At the museum,
I
of
love
course.
it.
We love that.
It.
June
Well done.
28th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And that's part of our STEAM Saturday series. So those are the really fun things that we have. And of course, I mean, it's fun every day at the museum
Well,
museum.
There's
But
a ton of stuff to do there. What do you do if, like, the police are there serving food and a guy going through the food line is doing one of these? Like, he doesn't want to be seen.
shockingly, I have had that happen, but it has not been at the museum. It has been at a different event where I've had
really?
someone who might have been indulging in recreational behaviors coming to a very heavily police my Bark and Blue event. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
what are you doing? These are drug sniffing dogs. I can't fix you.
You know, I totally stole what I just did because I was part of we were filming something in Las Vegas once, and the director of photography had the camera set up, and he was pointed just to get an establishing shot, and people were walking back and forth. One guy is approaching the camera, and at the last second, he sees the camera and goes like this.
Oh, no.
And I was like, what did that guy do?
I know. Something he did not want to be
I
seen.
know.
You know what? The law is the law, and they're going to do what
Yeah.
they have to do. So just be a good human.
And if you do get arrested by Craig, do not call him
Craigers.
Right.
Officer Craigers.
All right. Heather Heil is here. You're going to tell us about a wedding you went to.
I did
think
this
is
weekend.
kind of cool.
I know.
There was a different
It's
thing
wedding
that happened.
season.
And we're going to give Heather a quiz. And these
I'm
are
really
always
nervous
fun.
about this, my friends.
You're going to do fine. You're going to do fine. This is Pete Schwaba and Nightlight. We are coming right back after the news on the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're listening to the Talk of Green Bay, WGBW, home for the Todd Allball Show.
Enjoying this local program? Find the complete Civic Media lineup at civicmedia.us or the Civic Media app.
ABC News, I'm Stephanie Officer. New developments in the search for the man accused of killing his 3 young daughters in rural Washington state.
The Chelan County Sheriff's Office has turned over the search for Travis Decker to the feds. Conducting the operation now are the FBI, U.S. Marshals Service, and the Department of Homeland Security. And we've also learned that the bodies of the 3 young girls were found with their hands zip-tied and plastic bags over their heads. Their father, Travis Decker, who is ex-military with extensive survival training, is charged with their murders and is thought to be hiding out in the forested mountains of central Washington. Jeff Pogela, ABC News, Seattle.
Tonight, the BET Award celebrates its 25th anniversary. Kendrick Lamar leads the pack with 10 nominations, including Album of the Year. Doechii, Drake, Future, and Glorilla are tied for second most nods with 6. Mariah Carey, Jamie Foxx, Snoop Dogg, and Kirk Franklin will all receive the Ultimate Icon Award. The awards, hosted by Kevin Hart, air live from the Peacock Theater in L.A. This is ABC News.
The Pack says goodbye to Jair. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. ESPN, the first to report, the Packers deciding to part ways with the 28-year-old defensive back Jair Alexander. Packers president Mark Murphy confirming the story to WBAY-TV Green Bay.
Well, first of all, he's been a great player for us. Obviously, elite talent, and unfortunately, just injured a lot.
Baseball, it's the Brewers and the Braves tonight in Milwaukee. The Crew losing a close one yesterday, 1-0 to the San Diego Padres. Freddie Peralta allowed just 1 hit through 6 innings and thought about going back out in the 7th.
For 1 second, I was thinking about it to come back, but it was good enough just to bring somebody else.
So Rob Zastrinsky took over in the 7th, and Manny Machado knocked one out of the park on him. That was the ball game. Brewers manager Pat Murphy.
I mean, it was a decision that, we had to talk to Freddie first, see how he felt. He was out of gas. Could we have pushed him into it? I'm sure he would have done it for us.
That's the Brewers' Pat Murphy with Sports. I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Starting July 1st, you can take even more time getting to your seat at the movies. That is, if you're going to AMC theaters. The Hollywood Reporter says commercials will start playing before movies, along with coming attractions. The theater chain set up a deal with National Cinemedia. With commercials, the Dolby Surround Sound ads, theater etiquette ads, and previews, you actually have time to watch another movie on your phone before your featured attraction starts. But use headphones, please. Otherwise, it would be rude. Sydney Sweeney has been in the news quite a bit lately. She's now part part of a new thriller, and not the kind that involves her selling her bathwater. She and Julianne Moore have teamed up in a new thriller called Echo Valley. Moore plays a divorced single mom raising her daughter, played by Sweeney, who is running with the wrong crowd and has a drug problem, which causes her and her mom to go broke. Might have to use some of that soap money. The film is directed by BAFTA winner Michael Pierce and drops on Apple TV June 13th. For more showbiz fun, tune in to Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
This is your local Civic Media radio station. Want to hear even more? Anytime? Find all of it at civicmedia.us.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. An isolated shower or two this evening, then a clearing sky tonight, and a low in the low 50s. For tomorrow, hazy sunshine from a little smoke, warmer, highs in the mid-70s. Chances for showers and thunderstorms return Wednesday into Thursday. Currently 57 degrees.
Matt Nair on air.
Congressman Mark Pocan is here. Are you planning on going out on the road again, having a couple more town halls?
Yes. No, Claire. Derek and I have been invited by Opportunity Wisconsin, so I'm really looking forward to debating Derek. My guess is it's more likely I will sprout a head full of hair than he will show up. This is important to let people know what's in this bill because there is a very good reason why Republicans are hiding from town halls.
Catch Matt Nair on air at its new time, weekday mornings 9 to 11 on Civic Media and the Civic Media app.
I'm Tony Goldwyn. As an actor and a director, I attend a lot of screenings. But there's one that's different. It's important, and it could save your life. A lung cancer screening. You know, I lost my mom to lung cancer when she was just 68 years old. Screenings help diagnose lung cancer early when it's most treatable, even curable. A quick, low-dose CT scan is all it takes. Go-To for lung cancer is your go-to. Visit goto.org.
Maggie Dawn.
I'll be slinging drinks at a charity bartending event.
This is Nightlight. Our question of the night is, what is your favorite brand of ice cream? Sydney from Oregon. I think I thought that was Wisconsin, Conrad. But Sydney corrected me. He said it's actually the little city of Chicago. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Because there's an Oregon, Illinois, and he has an Illinois area code. I don't know. But he says the little city of Chicago Heights, Illinois has an ice cream shop, Zarlangos. Interesting. Like it. He says, with the best chocolate soft serve on the planet and basically nothing else. Worth a visit. Safety not guaranteed. You have a chance at a serious injury going in to get soft serve?
Wow.
Okay.
I'm in.
Chris, all right, Heather, I need you to weigh in on this. Chris Sheridan from Janesville, he's in the 608. He says, ice creamed? He didn't like that, Conrad.
I didn't know he did not.
Would you say? Heather Heil is here, folks. She's the business director, business development.
Business development director.
Business development.
Yes. Relationship builder at the Children's Museum.
Yeah. You've been at that gig a while. You're very good at it.
Thank
you. Just gave us a rundown of what's coming up, which is very cool. And mostly, I like hearing about what's going on there, but I just like having you here because you're so much fun. And you take our quizzes and you indulge us.
I just like to have fun and live life
so much
and
fun.
take photos of everything and just, if there's something going on, I'm all about this.
I know you are. And we'll ask you what else is coming up, too. But what is your favorite? Do you say ice cream or iced cream?
I say ice cream, but the proper term is iced cream.
Conrad,
because
no.
Conrad, at the museum, when we are making iced cream, we start with ice in our churn when we're making that. And iced cream is actually made from ice.
That is my
and dairy.
I don't believe you,
and
Heather.
salts,
I'm sorry.
and I apologize, but that's.
Do not denigrate the guests, Conrad. Yes. You know better than that.
Yes,
You're better
don't
than that.
guest shame me. Look at you in your good hat.
Doesn't he look like he should be coaching the Packers?
He does. I like the look today.
I just need a clipboard, and I'm all set.
The whistle.
Exactly. All right, Heather Heil is here. She's in studio. You just went to a wedding, and I think this is interesting. I have not talked about weddings on this show since I've been doing this show.
Oh, really?
And there's always funny stories associated with weddings. When you come from one, there's tropes, I guess, or stereotypes. Tell us what this wedding you went to was like, and I like why you how you thought it was different. That was kind of cool too.
I loved this wedding. So we were invited to a wedding, and it was in Upper Michigan, first and foremost. And I have not been to Michigan, Pete, ever. It is beautiful there.
Yeah.
Oh, my stars. It is so gorgeous. And it was at a ski resort, a Bohemian ski resort. I apologize. I don't know the name of it offhand. And the couple that was getting married was just so sincere and so genuine and really just did the wedding their way. So it was outdoors and they did their own vows. Very sweet and, like I said, genuine. Of course, there was music and
Band or DJ?
They had a band.
Nice.
And it was the couple actually took time and went to different breweries and listened to different bands to find. So they really wanted like that brewery feel band, and they were really fantastic.
Oh, that's cool.
So we had our dinner. They had a caterer come in, and it was really good. But for dessert, which we've talked about, and again, you're fasting. I apologize. I'm like talking
That's
about
okay.
food. I love a good piece of wedding cake. They
Who
did
doesn't?
not do wedding cake at this event. They brought out Uncle Mike's Kringle. Are you kidding me?
Uncle Mike's from Swamico?
Uncle
up
Mike's
in the UP?
Kringle. They had brought up for their dessert.
Wow.
So good. Like
the
they are
rich,
winning.
like
Yeah.
caramel nuts.
They had a sea salt caramel and a raspberry.
Oh, was
And
it huge, or did they just put
they
out?
just brought normal ones and just kept like bringing them out. So they bought them by Kringle, and
I like
it
that.
was so delightful. And people were going crazy, and they win the dessert for that. I love that.
I love that too. That's outstanding. So, and was it the kind of thing you stayed overnight for because it's so far away? What part of the UP was it in?
We did. So it's Mohawk, Michigan. So we ended up staying in Eagle Harbor. And there's also an Eagle River. So we took our time on Sunday driving back and exploring some of those towns, which I haven't been to. So a couple of the falls. And honestly, Pete, it was like a 5-hour drive, I think.
Oh, that's far.
It is. But if you think about, like, I'm getting old. Sunday drivers, like, people that drive on a Sunday, it was a perfect drive. Even if you go to Eagle River, Wisconsin, it's a really cute community.
Oh, beautiful.
And they have a ton of ice cream places up there,
Yes,
by the
they
way.
do.
Where I was like, okay, I just want a burger, but it's all ice cream
They have
everywhere.
great, you know what? I spent a lot of time up in the Three Lakes area when I was a kid. We
Yes.
drive up from Chicago, and God, after a day of swimming, getting a burger at one of those local burger joints or ice cream.
Yep.
But you're talking Eagle Harbor. That Eagle River is probably 2.5 from here, maybe?
Correct. So we
Okay.
drove back through that way to come back
gotcha.
home.
Okay.
So and stopped, and that's kind of, we don't just go from point A to point B ever.
Gotta take the scenic
we
route,
take the scenic route, and we're like, oh, hey, there's a giant something we want to take a photo of, and and like as you know, the falls around Copper City, I believe it's called. They're right there on the road. All of a sudden you're driving, and there's a set of waterfalls,
Nice.
and they're gorgeous and beautiful, and
It makes those 2-lane highways more tolerable. In my
absolutely.
opinion.
Take your time, enjoy what's going on.
Would it kill you to drive through Marinette and see your old pal Petey, or stop off at one of our fine establishments?
I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah,
I really am.
it's a nice. There's some nice places to stop there. We got a harbor. We got some restaurants. We got a logging museum.
You
ever
do?
been to a logging museum?
I've never been to a logging museum.
right, well, there
Can
you
you
go.
like
Well, I
Fred
can't.
Flintstone on a log? Do they give you that opportunity?
They have had those contests
Yeah.
before, and I'm amazed that people could do that.
I know. I don't think I could do it, but I would try.
I'd fall and hit my head on the log and never be seen again.
No, don't.
The
I think you
undertow.
probably could hold on to something while you're doing it.
So we have a quiz for you, which I
Yes.
think will be fun to do. And I think this is a little nuts, but I think we're going to pull it off. And Conrad, there were 2 sheets in here.
Can I have like a phone a friend? Like, is someone going to help me with this one? Because it's history.
I'll
and
tell
I'm
you
not-
what, we'll do this. If people listening want to text in the answer to help Heather, that's totally fine. I think you're
Yes.
probably going to do okay. We've got it broken down into different categories. We've got Appleton questions,
Oh, boy.
Oshkosh questions.
Oh boy.
And Green Bay.
And Green Bay. Pittsburgh questions, Conrad? That's
Pittsburgh?
too much. No, we'll do this.
Kewaskum
Mr.
questions.
Rogers. Who
Kewaskum.
is Mr. Rogers?
All right,
It's from Pittsburgh.
That's true.
Fred
Public,
Rogers.
broadcast.
Mhm.
So we'll do. Are these all these documents are from here?
One of them has the answers on it. One of them doesn't. So Heather can
Okay.
go
Did
along
we
with it.
fact check them?
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay, so I was going to say we should have started this a week ago Tuesday with all this.
I know. I'm like, there's a
paper.
lot of papers.
So here's okay.
over there.
you can
Oh
do
my
this.
As Pete's shuffling all the papers.
feel like Ted Baxter at the end of a newscast
Okay.
here.
Oh, it's multiple choice. Thank goodness.
Yes. All right. So we will start. Let's start with Appleton.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start with Appleton. Let's be alphabetically correct here. This is the Nite Lite. What do we call this?
New Wisco quiz.
New Wisco quiz.
Ooh, I
am
like
digging that. All right.
Am I the first one to play?
Yeah. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
All right. And that,
No
that means
pressure.
absolutely nothing, but I'm glad you're excited about that. Okay. The Nite Lite New Wisco quiz taken by our friend Heather Heil. She's here in the studio. She is the business development director at the Green Bay Children's Museum. So much cool stuff coming up there. Check it out, folks. Bring your kids or just go as an adult, right?
No, you need a child.
You do?
Every adult needs a
It's too
child. Every
creepy?
child needs an adult. Yeah.
All right. I think that's a good rule.
Yeah, it's a good
All
rule.
right. Appleton questions are leading us off. Con, you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Coach
Here we
K?
go.
All right. What? Ooh.
Yes.
Nice.
We're
do
going to
we
hear
have
that a lot,
Do
my
we have
friends.
a buzzer, though, if she...
My
falls
competitive
short?
drive is...
Okay.
No.
All right, Appleton questions start. What famous actor is from Appleton and is in such movies as Spider-Man, Nosferatu, and Poor Things? Is it-
William Dafoe.
Oh,
I don't need to be in
one for
yep,
one.
I knew that one right away.
It gets much harder from there.
It
Okay.
probably does.
How did Appleton get its name? A famous traveler, Pete Schoppel, was sitting under an apple tree and an apple fell on his head. B, Samuel Appleton. C, a wealthy businessman, Conrad Appleton Krieger. D, Lawrence University's Dean of Students, William H. Appleton.
Oh,
Couple
I'm
good
going to
choices
B or
there.
D. I don't know the answer to this one solid. I'm going to say D, Lawrence, just because it's deep.
Oh,
No.
So close.
Was I?
Close.
It was.
Is Samuel?
You had the right choices.
Okay.
When in doubt, Bailey out. And see, go with the C.
Samuel Appleton.
Heather,
Okay.
It's 1 for 1.
All right.
There's no shame in that. No, 1 for 2. I'm sorry. What minor league team plays in Appleton? I'm not even going to read
The
these.
Wisconsin Timber Rattlers.
Very well done.
Who
Here
feed
are-
the Milwaukee Brewers, who Sal
Yeah.
Frelick played for the Wisconsin Timber
Who?
Rattlers. Sal Frelick, who is
Yeah.
the Milwaukee Brewer.
Yeah.
I have
Oh,
his
nice,
baseball
yeah.
card.
Very nice. What is that worth on the open market?
Like
Probably got
probably a
few
big
years
hug
go
for
by.
me. I don't know.
Yeah. Conrad's other options were A, the Dairyland Cheesers. 2 spot on, I think.
Right on the nose.
B, the Appleton Brewers. I could buy that. And C, the Beer Tankers. All fine
Good,
names.
Conrad. Those are good.
All right, Heather is 2
I
for
can
3.
name teams.
We are jamming through this history. This history museum on College Ave in Appleton is in what type of architecture? A, school. B, Homer Simpson's house. C, castle. D, the wealthy businessman Conrad Appleton Krieger studio apartment from 1546.
It's not D. I
Correct.
want to say castle, but I feel that's Oshkosh. School. School or no castle.
All right, we'll give
Okay.
her. You kind of did the old give the answer and then look at their expressions. That's okay though. We accept that.
Yeah.
All right. Are we in the now I've got okay, we did Appleton. That's it for Appleton, right?
Yep, that's
okay.
it.
Let's go to Oshkosh. Heather Heil's crushing it, by the way.
Yes, she is.
All right.
Okay.
3 for 4.
3 for 4.
Yep.
Here are Oshkosh questions. It's the Nite Lite New Wisco quiz.
Here we go.
Taken by Heather Heil,
Mm-hmm.
who was in studio and just came from the gym. Number
did.
1, what is Oshkosh's nickname? Is it A, Oshmagash, B, Sawdust City, C, EAA Village, or D, Winnebago Town?
Oh, I'm going to say I don't know any
That's a
of those,
tough
but I
one.
feel like it's Oshkosh with the field that they have there for the festival.
It is
Sorry,
close.
That is incorrect.
Is it Sawdust? What is
It
it?
is.
It is Sawdust City.
What?
All
Do you
the
know why?
all the sawmills that they have.
Oh, that makes sense.
All the sawmills that I didn't even know were
Okay.
there. Tip of my hat, Oshkosh. I love Leon's. Number 2, what famous clothing manufacturer is Oshkosh home to? A, Levi, B, Nike.
What is Oshkosh Bagosh?
Oh, she didn't even.
Yeah, I knew that one.
All right.
Cold.
4 for 6. Crushing
4 for
it.
6.
Number 3, this is a free one. What is your favorite event that Oshkosh hosts?
Farmer's Market.
I would have said bingo, but okay. Farmer's Market.
Yeah, I love the Oshkosh
I
Farmer's
thought for
Market.
sure you'd say EAA.
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Very nice.
Farmer's
All right.
Market.
All right. Number 4, how did Oshkosh get its name?
Chief Oshkosh.
Correct.
Yes.
Number 5, what is UW Oshkosh's team name? Is it D, the Titans?
Titans.
Did I tip my hat there by reading D first?
No, I did know it was
You
the
did know that?
Titans.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I don't feel as
I
bad.
just when I was in high school, I ran track there.
Wow. You think you could take me in a race?
Probably.
Really?
Bring
You
it.
want a race?
I was like
Let's
a state track athlete.
Really?
Yes, I was a sprinter, 800-meter relay.
I was too, just for the fact that I was in this state. I didn't compete at a state meet. But
I did. I went to lacrosse, baby.
What was your 40 time?
40.
I did an 8.3.
I want to say it was like 12-1.
12-1? No. On the 40-yard dash?
No, wait. Hold on. I don't know. Hold on, wait.
I think you need somewhere between 4 and 5.
Give her a ding.
Oh, like that for the lower one. Yes.
Yeah. For
Okay,
40-yard dash. Yeah. All right. We are going to get back to the quiz. Number 6.
Yeah.
This museum in Wisconsin has a collection of more than 200 historic airplanes.
EAA
Yes,
Aviation Museum.
Heather. All right. We've got only Milwaukee questions to go.
Green
Heather is
Bay.
Crushing.
Green Bay.
I'm sorry. Green Bay. Oh, yeah. You put Milwaukee in there. All right. Okay. Our question of the night. We will. We got to go already?
No, Conrad.
We got 30 seconds.
30 seconds? I can't. Steady Eddie's text should be a mini
John
series. I
Nicolay
can't
for
read
number
that.
4. River runs
No.
through.
We're going to do
okay.
this. We'll do this after the break. I was going to try to read some texts.
Gonna squeeze them
some
in there.
texts. All right. We're coming back, folks. Heather Heil is going to finish the Northeast Wisconsin Nightlight quiz. We're coming right back. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight.
Right back to where it should have been.
Come work with us. Civic Media has a number of great jobs across the state. Open now at civicmedia.us/careers.
Drop what you're doing because Appleton has a whole week of fun just for you. Hey, it's Amanda with another new Wisco 411 for you, brought to you by Area 509 in Appleton. And you can enjoy an entire week of live local musician performances thanks to the 13th annual Appleton Street Music Week. June 9th through 13th from noon till 1. These musicians are donating their time to raise money to help support and elevate the community. And if you want to be involved, go to WGBW.FM and click events.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
The Todd Albaugh Show.
Positive psychology coach Kira Saban, it is great to have you back.
I love the idea of self-help, but there's also something called community help. We have become so divided, we've forgotten that our neighbor is really nice and makes great cookies and probably has the same concerns on a daily basis that you do. I think that we think things have changed, and I think we just have stopped talking to each other.
Catch the Todd Albaugh Show at its new time, weekdays 2 to 4 on Civic Media and the Civic Media app. The Maggie Dawn Show.
Michael Negron of the Small Business Majority.
The Trump administration thinks that they're doing solid for small business with their policies. And so having business owners out there talking about how, whether it's tariffs, whether it's potential cuts to healthcare, how it's going to hurt their bottom line, how it's going to hurt their consumers or their employees, I do think that will have a real impact. Every time he does something, he gets really bad feedback and he retreats in the face of it.
The Maggie Dawn Show, weekday afternoons 4 until 6 on your local Civic Media radio station and on the app.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Is getting vaccinated on your to-do list? We can help you check that off. You've got this. Yes, you do. See how we've got you at yougotthis.usaging.org. A message from the Aging and Disability Vaccination Collaborative, powered by US Aging.
You are never far away from your favorite radio station. We're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app. And if you missed your favorite show or game, listen to a podcast of it anytime on the app or our website, civicmedia.us.
Welcome back to Night Light, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the home stretch here. We've got a great show tomorrow night as well. Matt Miller, Milwaukee film critic, will be here, and my pal Frank Anderson, who founded Wisconsinology and is a writer, director, and okay, we've got to get to some text because I don't know what happened here. I kind of lost track of time, and I feel bad about that. So let's get to the text.
Because it's a party in here. Yeah, we're talking ice cream. What are they saying?
So, all right. We got to get to, I wrote down this email. All right, Steady Eddie from the 608 says, Pete, Conrad with a K is correct. It's ice cream, dude. Get over yourself, Mr. Big Ball. Can I read that on the radio?
He's talking about tennis balls.
Balls are just balls. We don't know what he means. There is
that escalated so quick.
There is no controversy. Call it ice cream or I will scream. Okay, Steady Eddie. He says, when I get the blahs, I will often indulge in an ice cream called Haagen-Dazs. It's like a visit from Santa Claus. Ice cream, a trillion hurrahs. For the ice cream named Haagen-Dazs. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. Say it with me a trillion times. No, I won't, Steady Eddie. He says, Conrad will keep count. I'll wait. Go Haagen-Dazs. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. I will also sometimes make an ice cream stop at the glorious and enchanting store called the Chocolate Shop. Great stuff. Pete, shop spelled SHOPPE. Now that's something that should get your undies in a bunch. Sometimes I'll have ice cream for lunch. Steady Eddie, we were just talking about Dr. Seuss.
We were. Eddie. It sounded very Dr. Seussy.
He says, P.S. Young Sheldon was great. Agreed, Steady Eddie.
Good.
That's a great text.
That took some thought, Steady Eddie. I like that.
He's the king.
You contribute.
Absolutely. Tony the Trucker says, Pete, Sassy Cow Creamery in Sun Prairie. I pick up trailers of milk, and while waiting, they offer me either a cone or dish. Ever since ice cream they make is every ice cream they make is outstanding. My favorite is raspberry swirl.
Ooh.
Love it. Anna from Madison says, hi, Pete and Conrad. My favorite ice cream is from Babcock Dairy on UW campus. I don't know where that is. Is that the Union? You're talking about that maybe?
Yeah, I don't know.
Brian from Green Bay says, I was hoping ice cream was the word since I missed it. Sorry, Brian.
It's the magic word.
Yeah. And then Lee from De Pere says, random, 1961, Dairy Queen had the most franchises in the fast food category.
That's true.
Is that true?
Yeah.
You can vouch?
I can vouch for that.
All right.
I saw that on social media. I think it was Dairy Queen, and I don't remember the other ones. But I was, not Burger King. Burger King was like number 5.
Okay.
But McDonald's wasn't in there. It was just all, before that. So,
that's fantastic.
Dairy Queen.
That's a Cliff Clavin fact right there. Yeah, Thank you, Lee. Tom from New Berlin says, love history, want to their freezer technology in the 1600s. There has to be. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate that, buddy. All right, we are caught up on text. Heather Heil is here. She was taking our quiz. You have another thing you want to talk about?
I do. I've been, because when you talk about, I always want to have something prepared for you of what I'm like watching and reading. I'm watching the TV show Hacks right now, but I just watched the documentary Pee Wee Herman, the Paul Rubens documentary, which I think was so incredible.
You loved it.
I loved it. Well, full disclosure, growing up, I loved that show. My parents hated me watching that show. They didn't feel that it was educational. But in watching this, it's a 2-part series in the life of Paul Rubens. He was such a genuine, like he was one of us just trying to make it and find his voice. And he was with the Groundlings acting, and he was some Saturday Night Live, like big players. And just, we forget about all of that stuff. And he turned the persona, the one that stuck was the Pee Wee Herman and the Playhouse thing. And he went into that, but he full on, and I don't want to like give anything away with the documentary, but he immersed himself in that character so hard that when other things happened in his life, people forgot that he was still just Paul Rubens and that was a character.
Yeah.
And I found that to be very tragic on our part, so that we're judging that way, but also like having loved that show and how he really wanted to foster children to look at things in different ways. So he had a talking chair, and you didn't see talking chairs, and teaching children vocabulary through the word of the day. And all of his different characters were really meant to do that play-based learning, which I do now at a children's museum. And
you said they came full circle.
It just full circle for me of like, okay, first it was like, it was Mr. Rogers for me and learning through that. And he did the same thing. And then, so I am not ridiculous in thinking I am in the category of Mr. Rogers and Pee Wee Herman. However, I just think the work that they've done to help foster children's imaginations and curiosity and let them think for themselves has just been so unparalleled, and I just thank them both.
Oh, his show is legendary.
Yeah,
I mean, he found a niche and ran with it, and I think there's times I'm sure as a serious actor he would have been like, oh, I hate doing this, or got sick of it, but like, and I don't know, I'm just guessing, and I've heard people talk about him, and they always thought it was funny how he would be just talking like Paul Rubens, and then Paul, you're on.
Yeah, and he had to like do that. Yeah,
I can't wait to see that
because he had to separate. Yeah, so worth watching. And again, even his like younger years, like the Groundlings. I can't think of the actor's name right now who is a big actor. Steve Hartman.
Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman.
Yeah,
thank you.
Love Phil Hartman.
Also like with that stuff. So yeah, just really cool improv stuff. So support your improv, people.
Absolutely, and thank you for that review. Because that's exactly what that was. I am going to check that out. I can't wait to. I've heard so many good things about that. We have time for a couple more questions, Conrad, before we get
I'd say we have time for 2.
We can do what we want.
And
Conrad,
she's
it's
doing.
just, we can do it.
Look, we could stay here and do the quiz all night. We just have to go off the air.
No, we don't. I mean, come on.
Let's just keep
Are
going.
the on-air police going to come get us?
Yes.
Probably crackers.
Oh, I didn't say that. Number 1, this is
Here we
our
go.
Green Bay category.
Back in.
Heather's crushing the quiz. Heather Heil is here, business director of the Green Bay Children's Museum. What happened there?
Sorry.
Dance party.
It
Dance
was
party
guess
break.
the tune. All right, we have time for one more. What is the oldest city in Wisconsin founded in 1634?
Green Bay.
Okay.
Correct.
What was originally the name of Green Bay?
It was, I'm going to say the Bay of Papers.
Bay of Stinkers.
Bay,
Is that true?
Yes, it is. It's because of the green algae that was formed around the bay. It stunk.
The Bay of Stinking Waters.
I will not accept that in my
I
adopted work town.
We don't
Last
talk about
one.
that.
What French explorer discovered Green Bay?
Gina Nicolay.
Oh, she's too good.
I knew
The
that
next time
one,
you're here,
yeah.
these quizzes are going to be much harder.
No, I know. Keep them easy. So
Thank
let me
you.
feel like I'm winning.
Thank you to Heather Heil. Thank you to Lance
Thank
Barber
you.
from Young Sheldon. Thank you for all your texts and calls, everybody. We're coming back tomorrow night, and I hope you'll join me. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Light on the Civic Media Radio Network. Good night, Wisconsin.